Hey guys, Trevor here, back with the Model 3 in the garage. Now today, I want to show you guys the weekly regimen I've been using to keep the car clean. What makes it kind of unique is the fact that I use a waterless cleaner for the outside of the car. Now the reason for this is the fact that over here on the west side of Canada, our rainwater has a ton of minerals in it, which makes it great for drinking, but terrible for cars because it leaves a ton of water spots and stuff like that. So I've actually been using a waterless cleaner to clean the car right here in the garage. And I want to show you guys how fast this is and kind of the regimen I've been using to keep my car looking the best it can for the longest period. Okay, so now you can see I have my handy frunk open where I keep all of the cleaning supplies for this car because it seems to be the most handy place to have them. And another thing too about the frunk is that because there's no carpet in there, it's a really useful place to put smelly food. So if you're picking up like a small pizza or something, even a medium pizza or something from takeout or whatever it may be, and you don't want to smell up the inside of the car by putting it in the trunk or even bringing it into the cab, throw it in the frunk. There's no connection to anything, and it's just a great place to put food, barbecue chicken, whatever you may be. But anyways, well, let's get back to the cleaning. So I'm just going to show you guys quickly the supplies I use for cleaning the car. So the first thing I have here is, you don't obviously have to use this, but I have this Dyson here, and it is, I mean, it is incredible for the car. So the Dyson has two settings on it. I use this little nozzle here for kind of getting everywhere inside. I'll show that afterwards. And for the carpets, I got this bad boy here. So the Dyson, I mean, come on, this is pretty wicked. It's very handy. It's almost like they built it for cars. Okay, for the outside of the car, a couple things here. I have this. And what basically this is it's just for getting bugs off. It is a soft touch, non-scratching pad that's just for bugs, and it has a bit of abrasion on it. These are about $3. And yeah, it's really good for just getting off any stuck on bug goo or anything like that. And then I have the main product, okay? And no, this is not a plug for Rain-X, okay? This is a non-sponsored video, but like I was saying to you guys before, because of the water here, I find that it leaves a ton of water spots washing, and this is Rain-X waterless wash, okay? So it's not only a wash, but it's also a water repellent, okay? So the water obviously just beads off like you're used to with Rain-X, and it's highly lubricated. Everyone's asking me before when I was telling them at work, how does this work to not scratch your car? So when you spray this on, it creates a lubricating layer between the car's paint, the dirt above it, and everything else, and so you don't have scratches. Now, as a disclaimer to that, okay, you need to rinse off any really heavy dirt beforehand. So if you have like some caked on mud or something like that, give the car a quick rinse to take that off. Don't be, you got rocks stuck to it, don't be grinding it around with this, but your normal everyday stuff is gonna come off right away on the cloth. Yeah, Rain-X waterless wash. I've used it, now it's been twice so far, once kind of halfway through the week as a test, and then right after a road trip, and it's still lasting really good. It's about $10 Canadian, so it's not an expensive product or anything like that. Now, one thing I want to note, a lot of people think they can use one or two cloths. You can't. You need six microfiber cloths. And the reason for that is because you have to use one as an applicator and then one to take the dirt off. So you need a dirty one and a clean one, dirty one, clean one, dirty one, clean one. And the reason why you need to do that is because you're going to accumulate dirt on the ones that you're using to kind of wash the car off with. And then when you use another one to buff the section off, that's going to get soaked in the product. And eventually you don't want to just be re-rubbing the product on. You'll see in a second when I show you guys exactly how I do this on one of the panels. And yeah, you'll be able to just rinse and repeat across the entire car. But yeah, you'll need at least 6 of these for any average dirt. And for some of you that are asking, I do this about once per week. I've only had the car for a week. But yeah, once per week is the plan. And I found that the second time I did it, it was way faster because obviously this product leaves a little bit of a protection layer on top of the existing paint. But anyways, what we'll do is we will get started with one panel. And once we do that one panel together, then we can move off and I'll do the rest of the car, and it will be very slow for me and very fast for you. Okay guys, so the way that this works best is just to go literally panel by panel. That's the only real way to do it here. I normally start from the beginning from the front to the back, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to start here at the side panel to give you guys an idea, and then we'll move on to the back after that. So again, product on, and yeah, don't be, I would say don't be cheap with it. Liberal application, because we don't want any, like, basically you don't want it to not lubricate the surface properly. That'd really be terrible. So I'm gonna start with my dirty cloth here, and we're just gonna go right from the beginning. So right on the camera. Now this is safe, guys. I checked to use on the cameras. Don't sue me, but it is. So what you do with this product anyways is you basically just rub it on in concentric circles and keep rubbing it on. Now it's not going to be clear. Don't try to get it clear. It's going to look like there's product on there. It's going to look smudgy, and this is part of the process. Okay, if it's getting really wet or dirty, just flip to the other side. Yeah, I'm just going to fold that over again and just keep spinning. Now, as far as pressure goes, I don't know if you guys can see that dirt coming off. It's incredible though. But as far as pressure goes, it's nothing crazy. It's just, you know, keep going. If it's not coming off, give it a bit of an extra scrub. And then I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's pretty dirty. Nowhere close to what it's going to be at the back of the car. Okay, this car on a road trip seems to collect dirt like mad on the back of the car. Anyways, okay, so that's our first dirty cloth. Okay, so now we're going to grab one more, and this is going to be our first clean cloth. Okay, and I really should just grab that mirror at the same time. So quickly get that one in there. Okay, so now we got our clean cloth. And what you're going to do is the same deal. Okay, it's the exact same thing that you did before. Concentric circles all the way through. And just remember, guys, don't accidentally do this where you haven't applied the product. It's really easy to do that. Just remember which panel you're on. Don't rush ahead. Okay. And you're going to have to check this in the sunlight afterwards too. If it's not coming off in any way, then just keep spinning on that spot. Don't press harder to try to get it off, because there's no point. You're just going to cause unnecessary damage. Okay. Now again, if there's any like bug stuff on there, just either give it a scrape with your fingernail, or you can use a bug sponge like I did. Yeah, don't get your dirty cloths and your clean ones mixed up either. Okay, so if you find, this is one thing that happened to me the first time, if you find that your clean cloth is coming off dirty, it shouldn't be at all, then you have not cleaned enough with your first one. So make sure to do that again and get it right. So if you guys can see there, it worked pretty well. Now the most dramatic way to do it, and the best way I'm going to be able to show you guys, is I'll stop at the back bumper, because that's where it gets really bad. But then you could also take kind of a look at the contrast between the section that I did and didn't do there. But yeah, we'll just keep going with the rest of the car. I'm sure this will be very fast and some sort of montage for you. You know that feeling when you record something and then suddenly you go back to look at it and you didn't press record? Well, once I moved to the back of the vehicle, I guess I didn't hit the time lapse again. But yes, I've gone over the entire car, and it took like maybe 35 minutes or so to actually do it properly. What you guys need to do is the last step here is to back it out into the sunlight if you can. If you can't, no worries, but back it out into the sunlight, because you'll see all the spots that you didn't buff out properly, and go over those once more. That's what I'm going to do now, and then I'll come back to you guys when I'm going to go and quickly wipe out the interior. Okay, as far as the interior goes, you only need a couple things. First off, you want to open up all of your door jambs, okay? You'll have plenty of these wet cloths with your Rain-X product on it. Use these to wipe out your jambs. They're dirty anyways and they're wet, and then you can use one of your leftover clean ones just to wipe them out after, okay? So that's really simple. We've all washed door jambs before, okay? After that, the interior seats. Now I have the white interior, and I find that the white seats, the white trim, and kind of all of this really only needs baby wipes. It's not too abrasive. It doesn't leave some shiny coating. It's not sticky. It doesn't smell. It's great. Okay, so baby wipes, they're like $2 a pack or something like that. Keep them in your frunk with the rest of your cleaning stuff. The rest of it is just really vacuuming. So again, I'm not going to go over all of it for you guys, but what I'm doing here is I'm just going to vacuum the interior, wipe down the spots that need it, and really clear off the screen, and that's about it. So really that makes up my cleaning regimen for this car so far. It works. It's a bit of time every week to do it and keep it up, but it really depends on how much you're driving it. You could go do this every few weeks, but personally, I know it's crazy, but I actually really enjoy doing it. So I love to see this thing, and I love to see it looking the same as the day I bought it. I realize that's not forever, but by doing a bit of preventative maintenance, you can keep that fantastic feel every time you look at the car and every time you step in it. If you appreciate this video and it helped you out in any way, and you know somebody who's going to be buying a Tesla, please share my referral link below. It's going to help out for me to get some supercharging kilometers and them as well. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.